नमस्कार दोस्तों। आज का ये जो सेशन है आपके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा इसलिए रहने वाला है क्योंकि अगर आप यूके को टारगेट कर रहे हैं स्टडी अब्रॉड के एक स्ट्रॉन्ग डेस्टिनेशन के तौर पर, बहुत बार आपको ये कंफ्यूजन रह सकती है कि इंटरव्यू में मेरे से क्या पूछा जाएगा या कैसे मैं इंटरव्यू को जो है प्रिपेयर करूं। तो मेरे साथ मेरे एक कलीग हैं जो कि वीज़ा काउंसलिंग में और वीज़ा लॉन्च करने में, फाइल लॉन्च करने में काफ़ी एक एक्सपर्टीज लेवल पर खड़े हैं। तो उन्होंने अपने पिछले कुछ साल की ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग से काफ़ी सारे स्टूडेंट्स के वीज़ा एप्लीकेशन से उनकी इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन कराते हुए काफ़ी एक अच्छे कलेक्शंस, काफ़ी अच्छे क्वेश्चंस की लिस्ट तैयार करी है। खुशी की बात यह है, अभी हाल फिलहाल हमने मिलेनियम करियर कंसल्टेंट्स जो हमारा फ्लैगशिप कंपनी है जिसको हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, उसके बैनर से काफ़ी अच्छे यूके के वीज़ाज भी दिए हैं जहां पर हमने इंटरव्यू प्रेपरेशन स्टूडेंट्स को कराई और उन्होंने क्वालिफाई किया। ये वीडियो पूरी तरह से हम इस पर्पस को ध्यान में रख के बना रहे हैं कि आप चाहे पंजाब में, हरियाणा में या इवन इंडिया में या कहीं पर भी बैठ के यूके के इंटरव्यू की प्रिपरेशन को लेकर वरीड हैं और आप कंफ्यूज्ड हैं कि क्या मेरे से पूछा जाएगा, किस बिहाफ पे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएंगे, तो ये वीडियो खास तौर पर उनके लिए जो है ये हम प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं। तो मैं आपको इंट्रोड्यूस कराना चाहूँगा अपने साथी मिस्टर दिलराज सिंह से, जो कि एक बहुत ही सुलझे हुए एक वीज़ा काउंसलर भी हैं और एक बहुत अच्छे इंसान भी हैं और स्टूडेंट्स की हेल्प करने के लिए हमेशा ही रेडी रहते हैं। तो दिलराज जी, आज आप यूके के इंटरव्यू को लेकर किन किन चीज़ों पर बेसिकली टारगेट करेंगे?
So, welcome back guys to our YouTube channel. Through this video, we will cover important questions which student can expect from High Commission of UK to be asked in your visa interview. So, majorly होगा क्या कि जो हम इंटरव्यू के क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करेंगे इन्हें 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर लेते हैं। जो होता है कि बेसिकली क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ स्टूडेंट, it's all about judging a student and his or her credibility, whether you are genuine student or not. Then comes your academic planning. It will cover all your academic plannings and layout which you have represent to the High Commission in your statement of purpose. And the third and last is credibility of funds. It will cover all the important questions which a visa officer will ask you about your funding stability and your financial plan to support your first and second year fees as well as living expense. So through this video we will cover part A, that is called as credibility of students. So Mr. Deepak will ask me a few questions related to credibility of students and I will try to answer these questions to the very best so that you guys can get an idea how to answer these questions.
सो दोस्तों, क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ स्टूडेंट जो इंटरव्यूज पूछने का पहला जो बेसिक क्राइटेरिया है, आपसे रिलेटेड जो क्वेश्चंस हैं तो वो मैं मिस्टर दिलराज से एक एक करके क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहा हूं। एक तो आप क्वेश्चंस को नोट डाउन भी कर सकते हैं और दूसरा एक बढ़िया आंसर उसका क्या हो सकता है आप वो हमारी बातचीत से भी देख सकते हैं। जैसे क्रेडिबिलिटी ऑफ स्टूडेंट में सबसे पहले पूछा जाता है योर लास्ट कंप्लीट क्वालिफिकेशन।
As an answer to these questions, you must cover few of the important points related to your last complete qualification. This may include year of completing your last complete qualification, percentage of your last complete qualification, institute you have attained your qualification from, and the major subjects.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो है दोस्तों इसमें है परसेंटेज एंड इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ लास्ट कंप्लीट क्वालिफिकेशन।
So this answer will cover the name of institute and ranking of this university in your India, in your entire state or in your region from which you belong to, and also it will cover the name of qualification specifically you have attained from that university, i.e. Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Business Management, Bachelor of Engineering or Bachelor of Arts, etc.
Next question is subjects of last complete qualification.
So you must have a list of all subjects you have studied in your graduation and be sure visa officer will ask you few of the cross questionings related to the subjects you have studied. For example, you say I have studied economics in my graduation. Visa officer may ask you what is difference between microeconomics or macroeconomics. So these are few of the basic questions which visa officer may ask you related to the specifically subjects you have studied in your graduation or bachelor or 12th class.
Next is name of the city you choose and why this city.
This question majorly contains the name of city you have chosen and the reasons why did you choose this university. For example, I choose Huddersfield, the city which is basically called as Huddersfield. Now, why I did choose a small town, that is Huddersfield, because I belong to a village and over here there is no population, there is no pollution, and I'm habitual of living in such a place. So I wanted to shift toward any city which is pleasant, which is small in size and does have all the essential amenities. So this is how you can answer this question.
Next is name of the country you choose and why this country, means why are you choosing UK?
Over here you have to explain the visa officer the prominent reasons behind choosing UK as your study destination. Over here the first and foremost point could be UK is #1 destination among all English spoken countries to get higher education from. All research and development that happens around the globe, major of proportion takes place in UK. And UK universities are accredited for their master's degree and graduation degree throughout the world. So you can add these such points. Minimum you have to cover 2 to 3 points to support your answer.
Next question is why not further study in India?
Over here you're supposed to give a very practical answer or practical reason behind not undertaking your higher education in India, which may be related to the practicality of subjects in India. In India there is no practical knowledge. Most of the subjects are covered in a theoretical way. Apart from this point, you can also say that Indian universities do not spend any of amount in research and development. So graduate outcome rate and graduate success rate from of Indian universities is not so much brilliant. And the institutes which are brilliant in education, for example Delhi University or other universities which are reputed, does have a very much difficult admission criteria to secure an admission in. So this is how you can explain this answer.
Next question is why not further study in Canada or US or any other country?
The major difference between a bachelor degree in Canada, US and UK is duration of the studies. In Canada or USA, you can say the bachelor degree is for 4 years and a master's degree is for 2 years. But in UK, the bachelor degree is for 3 years and master's degree is for 1 year. This is the basic difference between duration. With duration, it comes the cost of tuition fees. If you have to pay for 1 year, you have to arrange a bit less money. If you have to pay for 2 years, you have to make a big budget. So this can be a relevant answer to this question.
Next question is your career plan at completion of the studies.
We can categorize our career plan into 2 parts: short-term career plan and long-term career plan. Short-term career plan is basically career plan at completion of just after completing your studies. Usually people prefer to shift toward post-study work permit at completion of their study as short-term career plan, and few people want to come back their home country to search for the job. And long-term career plan is a bit different from short-term career plan. It would be related to working in any company at a good position, and over here you can name few of the companies you wish to work for and name few of the positions and designations you are looking after. Also you can add the basic or monthly income. An opening job does offer graduates from entire world or from India. This is how you can answer this question.
Next question is your family details.
You are supposed to cover number of family members in your family, their profession, if they are studying their studies, and name of the university, and their source of income.
Right. Next question is what are study visa rules and regulations?
Every international student in United Kingdom does have to follow few of the conditions for study visa and rules and regulations. 3 of them are: first of all, you have to be a full-time student. You cannot enroll yourself as a part-time student. Second, you cannot work for more than 20 hours per week. And the third one is within 15 days of your arrival in United Kingdom, you are supposed to inform the university about your residential address, contact detail and email.
Next is name few institutions in India which offer the same course.
You are supposed to name few of the institutes in India parallel to the university you have applied for, where the same category of program is offered. Be sure do not name those universities which actually do not provide the same course you are supposed to study in UK.
Next is how long will you stay in UK?
Essentially it will cover the length of your study. It would be 1 year if it's a master's degree and 3 years if it's a bachelor degree. Addition to that, you can also declare that at completion of my study I may switch to the post-study work permit as well, which will be additional 2 years in length in UK.
Next is which agent did you apply from?
Here you have to disclose the company you are working with, you have applied your application from.
Next is your short-term and long-term career plans.
I think we have already covered this question.
Okay, what is post-study work visa and what are its benefits?
Post-study work visa is an extended period of stay which allow you to work in United Kingdom. Comprehensively to international recognized education, you get an opportunity to work in UK and get international work experience. So the biggest benefit is your resume will get enriched with an with higher education as well as work experience.
Next is, do you have any friend or relative in UK?
Try to avoid this question by saying no, because if you will say yes, they will ask you few more questions related to your relatives and friends. What do they do there? Where do they live there? How did they went to UK, etc.
Okay, who suggested you this course, university and country?
You are supposed to say it's me myself who did research on different options in UK. None of agent or agency convinced me to apply for this specific university. It's my independent research which insisted me to choose this course.
Where will you stay during your studies?
In any country, there are three ways, three options where you can study, where you can stay during your studies. The first one is hostel of any university. Then comes a shared apartment where a group of guys can rent an apartment and stay all together. Then comes homestay with an UK family or British family. It means if someone is having a spare room in their home, they sometimes rent out that room. So I prefer to stay in a homestay because comprehensively I will learn more about their culture, language, foods and religion, etc.
Next is, what will you do during breaks in your study?
During breaks of my study, I will travel around entire UK. London and Birmingham are two most prominent destinations for all international travelers. I will try to cover most of the locations from these cities during my vacations.
Next is, have you applied for any visa earlier?
If disclosed in your application, say yes to this question. If not, then no.
Next is, have you applied for more than one university?
You are supposed to say no to this question. You can say that I have searched a lot of different universities, but I have applied for only this university. When I went through the admission requirements, my application fulfilled these admission requirements and I successfully got admission in this university without too much hurdle. So this is how you can answer this question.
Next is, what is your email address and alternate contact number?
Yes. Whichever has been given on your visa application number, you must be sure about the alternate contact number and email ID that has been provided on behalf of you by your agency.
Are you single or married? If married, then spouse details.
In case you are married, you simply have to declare that I am married, and if spouse is accompanying you, declare that my spouse will accompany with me. Be sure you mention their profession, because profession would be the most important point while answering this question.
What is your visa? What if your visa gets rejected?
Well, my application does have all the merits or basic requirements for your visa, for visa grant. In case I'm still rejected, I will reapply to get a visa again.
Next is, how much is the airfare for UK?
It's somewhere around 35 to 40,000. Airfare means one-sided air ticket.
Will you visit India during your vacations?
Yes, definitely. If you will say yes, it will support your application. If you will say no, there would be a lot of cross questionings to the same.
Next is, do you have any siblings and what do they do?
In this session, they want to confirm whether they are a student or working.
Right, so these were basically the questions about credibility of students, and I would love to thank Mr. Dilraj on all of your behalf, because he has wonderfully and in a very simple as well as impressive straightforward manner he has answered you. उनके जो भी experiences थे उन सबको inculcate करते हुए बहुत बढ़िया answers उन्होंने दिए. Next राउंड हम इस वीडियो के आगे अपलोड करते रहेंगे. कुछ क्वेश्चंस आपके एकेडमिक्स पर भी हैं, कुछ आपकी फंडिंग पर भी हैं, और इस चैनल पर बने रहने के लिए और इस वीडियो में अपना टाइम इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए, हमारी बातचीत को इतना रिस्पेक्टफुली सुनने के लिए आप सबको बहुत बहुत थैंक्स.
Thank you.
थैंक यू दिलराज.
Thank you so much.